my name is Nana and welcome to my channel, A Puzzling Lamb. This video is going to be a bit different than usual, since the puzzle I'm putting together today is only about 100 pieces. I've decided to show you me putting it together in real time while I talk about the brand and the puzzle itself. So this is a hand-cut wooden puzzle from a company called Puzzle Roots. It's a Dutch brand, and the puzzle comes in this nice fabric bag with this note attached where you can see the image of the puzzle. And since it's such a small piece count, I've decided not to look at the image while I do the puzzle. On the other side, you can see the name of the puzzle, the number of pieces, 105, and the size of the puzzle. And I believe it says here that the illustration is unknown, that you don't know who made the image. And then some other company information. But as I said, I'll talk more about the company later. So let's take a look at the pieces. Just check I've got them all. So first off, let's measure the thickness of the pieces. And I believe that is about 4 millimeters, which is a very nice thickness. So right away you can tell this is a hand-cut puzzle and not a laser cut. First off, it's cleanly cut. There's not the burn marks that you would normally see in a laser cut puzzle along the side. And it doesn't have that burned wood smell that most laser cut wooden puzzle have. And I personally love the smell of a laser cut wooden puzzle, but I also know that a lot of people don't, and here hand cut puzzle is a perfect alternative. So the image looks clear, and it's I would call it a semi-matte surface. So let's just get started with this puzzle and I'll tell you a little more about the company. So first I'm just turning all the pieces around. Now this puzzle and all the puzzles from Puzzle Roots are cut by Renske. I'm sure I'm pronouncing her name wrong, but she is the owner of the company and she grew up with handmade puzzles. In fact, it's a family tradition in her family that the parents make hand-cut wooden puzzles for the children. And she still has a big trunk filled with old puzzles. And all the puzzles are stored in handmade bags, just like the one she makes today. Renske also not only cut the puzzle, but it's also her that made this bag. But attached to the bags were a little label with the theme of the image, the size of the puzzle and the number of pieces, but there were no image. And as you saw, today Renske does put an image on, but she also does recommend that you don't look at it while you put the puzzle together, which I think is a very good idea, especially when it's this relatively low piece count. It does make the whole thing a bit more challenging. Now I think all the edges here are very recognizable, so I think I'll just do the edge first. Now, as an adult, Renske first worked as a therapist and later as a preschool teacher. And as a teacher, she saw that the normal puzzles for 5 to 6 year olds were actually no real challenge for them. And she saw that they needed something a bit more fun and challenging. So she started to make puzzles for kids. But today she also has a small selection of puzzles for adults. Now, of course, she learned to cut the puzzles, to make these puzzles, by looking at her father, by watching him cut puzzles. So I really like this story, and the fact that even though this is a very small company, it's so filled with history. It has a very rich history. So let's see, I need to focus a bit here. I'm not that great at multitasking, apparently. I like that the edge pieces actually lock together, as you see, and as you can see, a lot of the pieces on the inside I don't think will lock together. That's also the reason I've chosen to put this puzzle together on a board that's fabric covered. Now, normally I put together wooden puzzles on a board that's not fabric covered, and even though it means that the pieces will slide around more, I just really like the sound of the wooden pieces as they touch the board. But I expected that this hand-cut puzzle, as a lot of other hand-cut puzzles I've seen, the pieces, they wouldn't lock together. It would be, I think it's called a push fit, so which can make it a bit more difficult to put together. But then when you have a fabric covered or felt covered or whatever you have board, it makes it a lot easier. The pieces won't slide around so easily. So that's one side complete. Yes, but as I said, I like that the edge at least is locked together. Oh, see how much you can see here. That's the edge complete. So I actually don't quite remember how I discovered this brand. Maybe it was because she started following me, or maybe Instagram just recommended her Instagram page. But of course I had to take a look, and this is actually the first hand-cut puzzle that's new, that's not an old one, that I have ever done, because hand-cut wooden puzzles are, I won't say they're expensive, but it is a lot of money. So I've never really felt like spending that amount of money on a new hand-cut puzzle. And I don't quite remember the price of these puzzles. I'll show them on screen here. This puzzle I bought on sale, and I don't believe it's available anymore. But if you look at the prices, these puzzles I actually think are pretty cheap for handmade puzzles. I can think of a lot of other laser cut wooden puzzles that are actually perhaps even more expensive than this. So I will definitely recommend this brand if you want to try a hand-cut puzzle. Okay, I need to focus a bit here. The strawberries down here, perhaps. And one thing you have to remember when buying a hand-cut puzzle is that, yes, it's a lot of money, but what you're getting is also handcrafted. This is real craftsmanship. It's not a machine that made this. These are actual human hands that have cut every single piece of this. I really like the feel of the pieces, the texture on the pieces. I know it's really soft, but the whole thing still feels very sturdy. So one thing I'll also recommend is that you follow Puzzle Roots on Instagram, because Renske regularly puts up videos where she shows how she glues the image on the puzzle and how she cuts the puzzle, and even that she makes the bags herself. So, and I think that's really interesting to see, so I definitely recommend you follow her on Instagram. Now I'm learning that I'm not very good at talking while I put together a puzzle, and it definitely makes it harder that I've hidden away the image. So let's see. I feel like I'd be able to find this one. Yeah, here. Perfect. Oh yeah, I think I forgot what I wanted to say about the image, but yes, I fell in love with this image. I've always loved these quirky, I think I'd call it old-fashioned images here, and who doesn't love a cute fairy? But she also has some other really pretty images. She has a lot of kids puzzles, and I just think they're all super cute. I'd love some of those images in a higher piece count. But of course she also has some puzzles for adults, and there are several I'd love to have. And I think also that her selection of images is a bit more different than what I've seen from other companies. Okay, so it's really fun with these shapes, random shapes. And that's the thing about, well, a lot of also laser cut puzzles, but I think especially with hand cut puzzles like these. I mean, this is only, what was it, 105 pieces, but it feels like so much more because the difficulty is a lot higher. And also, I've talked about this before with laser cut puzzles. I never try to hurry when I put together these puzzles, both because I paid a lot of money, so it would be a shame if I finished it in no time at all, but it's also just such a special experience that I think you really need to savor it and not just fly through it. I feel like this one should be somewhere here. I suddenly feel very self-conscious about my ability to puzzle when you can all see it in real time like this. Don't quite understand here. Did I already put that piece in? I can't remember now. Can slowly see the image coming together. Now for the other images that she has, there's especially one that I'm really in love with, and it's actually a picture, and normally I'm not a huge fan of puzzles where the image is a picture, but this is a picture of some figurines, I don't quite know what to call them in English, that an artist makes, and I started following her too, and I also just really want one of those figurines in real life. They're super cute, and I also think that it's a really fun puzzle image. let's see. Focus. Now you can see what I mean with push fit. You could easily pull these apart, and if I had it on a more smooth surface, this could be really difficult because the moment I put a piece in, it would just push the other piece out of the way. So I definitely recommend with a puzzle like this to do it on a surface with some friction, is that what you call it? A fabric covered or felt covered or something like that. But I'll also say that that doesn't mean that it's a mistake or a negative thing. That's just another way to cut a puzzle. And a feature, I'd call it a feature. It's actually a pretty difficult image, this, but I'm sure that if I looked at the image, I'd probably already be finished with it. So it's a really good tip to not look at the image, perhaps especially the first time you do it. This is a puzzle I'm sure I'll do many times in the future. And I can definitely see that if I have an evening where I just need a quick puzzle to do, this would be perfect. Then looking at the image, of course, making it a bit quicker. You can see I'm all over the place here. But I'm really enjoying the quality of these pieces. It's really a nice thickness, and the image is a nice quality. And one thing that you don't risk getting with a hand-cut puzzle are ugly burn marks. So I feel like this needs to be up here somewhere. I'm sure you all yelling at me, seeing all kinds of things I'm not seeing here. But as I said, I get really self-conscious right now. This is definitely a part of the house. Should be up here somewhere. Okay, I'll say it again. I need to focus. Let's find all the pieces with the house on it. So let's see. I hope you don't think this is boring. It's already taking longer than I expected, but that is a good thing. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to find pieces with these white fairies. So let's see. And I already can't remember where they are supposed to be in the image. So okay. I should be able to find some of these. The color is quite, it's this white blurry color. What is this? See again, this one. There it is. Right now I feel like I'm just moving pieces around without putting anything in. Should be able to fill in this section over here. And then there's a tree down here. That piece there, I feel like I should also be able to find here. Yes. So one thing I also quickly want to talk about, because when I ordered this puzzle, and always when you order something from another country, it can sometimes be a bit difficult with the payment options. At least I experienced that a lot, and the payment options that were available I couldn't really use, but I wrote to her and she was very quick in answering and helping me out, and in the end it ended with that I just got PayPal. I didn't have PayPal before. We don't really use that in Denmark. But what I wanted to say with that is that she was just really helpful and quick in her response, so really good service. And I actually don't remember what I paid for shipping, but it can't have been a huge amount because, as I've mentioned before, shipping is one of those things that can be a deal breaker for me. But obviously I found that it would still be worth it, this puzzle. The price would still be great, even with the shipping cost. Okay, focus. Down here. You really need to think differently with a puzzle with this type of cut than when it's just a normal piece cut. So you keep just putting pieces in the middle here without having a clear plan. Perhaps I should remove them. Okay, so I think all these fairies are probably down here somewhere. See, now I'm just filling it up with these instead. I really don't have a clear plan here, but that's okay. I'm not trying to do this as fast as I can. Let's see. Really can't seem to figure out how all this goes together. So those two go together. Okay. I was sure that piece would be the other way around. Now I'm moving all the pieces again. I feel like this should be somewhere there. Okay. Fairies again there. No. You know that feeling where you see a piece and you're just sure it goes there and you almost put it in before you realize that no, in fact, it doesn't go there. I see. Now this is where it can sometimes be a bit tricky with a cut like this. Is when you've put a section together and then have to move it. Sometimes you just have to do it piece by piece. Okay. And that piece I should recognize, yes. And then there's that piece. I feel like I should also be able to find. I really like this. I like that when I have a section together here, I actually can't really see the piece cut. It's starting to come together now. And that one, where are you? You can probably see it. Yeah. I just love this image. Just love it. There's so many details in it. Now it is taking a bit longer than I expected, so we'll see if I end up speeding some of this up. I might do that. See that one. You can see here with a piece cut like this, even when you know exactly what the shape is like, it can be difficult to find. And there really is you can really sort the pieces out by shape, that like you would perhaps normally do. Yeah, this is just crazy, I should be able to find it. Here. Feels like it's starting to go a bit faster now. Oh, see, I hadn't noticed the bunnies. A rabbit, so what you call them. And I think those probably go together. So I don't know if I've ever shown that in a YouTube video, but if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen that I always write the date on the back of the last piece I put in a puzzle. But I don't do that with wooden puzzles, and I won't do it with this one. I don't know, I just feel like it would be a shame, and I'm also sure this is a puzzle I'll be doing so many times that I'll end up have dates on all of them. So here it is, finally, the last piece. Just look at this and see how, even though it's a push fit, the fact that the edge, you can see it here, but the fact that the edge locked together, you can actually move it pretty easily. Just trying to censor it here, not that easy. Okay, I really loved this puzzle, and I know for sure I'll be buying more puzzles from her. And I really love that not only is this a beautiful quality, it's handcrafted, it's real craftsmanship, but it's also a small business with a very rich history. I really think it's worth supporting. So I don't think I have any more to say, other than if it's at all possible for you, buy one of these puzzles, or at least go follow her on Instagram and watch all of her amazing videos where she shows how she makes these puzzles. So I hope you liked this video, and as always, please leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And I hope you enjoyed this different type of video I made here. So see you next time.